On the 31st of March, I flew from London to Wellington, New Zealand via Singapore. We went to New Zealand to attend a friend's wedding, but of course one does not simply fly to the other side of the world, turn around and come back. And so we decided to make an adventure of it. We hired a frankly enormous car with a tent on the roof and did what this fridge magnet I bought calls the Kiwi Classic. After a few surprise emergency brakes, as my partner got used to driving an automatic, we were on our way to Tiana, to the start of our South Island, New Zealand road trip. Part of the Fiordlands, which is probably New Zealand's most famous national park, which covers 12,000 square kilometres of the southwest tip of the South Island, is the incomparable Milford Sound, or Piopiotahi in Te Reo Maori. This is a gorgeous fjord formed by the receding of a glacier at the end of the last ice age, and has been judged the world's best tourist destination. Rudyard Kipling called it the 8th wonder of the world. You can see it by boat tours that leave the Milford Sound harbour regularly, or even, if you have the funds, by helicopter. And you can also pick up excursions in Tiana and Queenstown that will drive you there by bus. We decided we wanted to see it from a different perspective. So we met our guides, got togged up, and went sea kayaking. Taking a step back, Queenstown is the place we landed when we flew from Wellington, the adventure capital of New Zealand and our base for this trip. The South Island of New Zealand is bigger than you might think, and as we had just over a week, we decided to mostly stick to the Otago area, which meant that we were coming and going from Queenstown throughout our journey. It is a small, very touristy town, but it does offer whatever you could possibly need for any type of adventure tourism. And on first touching down here, we of course had to try the iconic, most famous food in the area, the Ferg burger. After we went to Milford Sound, my boyfriend's best friend and her new husband, that was the wedding we attended, flew to Queenstown for a mini-moon. This gave my boyfriend the chance to spend some one-on-one time with his best friend who lives on the other side of the world, and gave me a chance to explore Queenstown on my own. Hello, so my boyfriend has just driven off and left me here. He's going to hang out with his friend, who is the whole reason he came to New Zealand, because she was getting married in Wellington. So he is going to hang out with her, and I am going to spend the afternoon by myself. It is a gorgeous autumnal day, really sunny, but a nice cool breeze, and the leaves are starting to change here, which is really lovely. And so he's dropped me off at Queenstown Gardens, and I'm going to go for a wander around the gardens. I've got a couple of walks that I could do lined up, some cafes to visit, my Kindle in my handbag, so I'm sure this is going to be a really lovely afternoon.
Hello, so I am going up Bob's Peak and I was going to walk it because Google Maps said it would be 20 minutes to walk, and Google Maps lied to you. I checked the reviews and it said it was going to be 2 hours and it's quite warm and I didn't want to walk, so I decided to get the gondola. The gondola is quite expensive, it's $66, which is about 30 quid, but because it's low season, I have a gondola entirely to myself, so that's quite nice. I'm going to go to the other side because I think the views are all behind me. Hello, so after the gondola I went for a walk. This is the Ben Lomond Trail. I believe one of these mountains is Ben Lomond, named after the one in Scotland, because apparently most of the Europeans who got to this part of New Zealand first were from Scotland and Wales, which is why there are things called like Glenorchy, and I can't remember any of the names specifically, but there's a lot of Scottish names, including Ben Lomond. I'm about like 10-15 minutes walk from the top of the where you get off the gondola, and this is the view. Absolutely stunning, and this is clearly a walk for actual walkers because there keeps being people walking past me like with like camel bags and like proper hiking gear on, and I'm just here in my dress with a giant collar because I wanted somewhere nice to eat my donut. So back at Balls and Bangles, which is a place that was recommended for their bagels. I had a bagel. The bagel itself was nice. I don't know if I got the right filling, but they also had donuts, and so I thought I would bring a donut along to have on my walk. It's a fairly easy walk so far. Like, the ground is gravel and bumpy, but there is quite a wide path marked out, and I haven't had to go too far up or down, kind of just around the mountain. So I'll see how I feel after this giant donut, whether I want to continue exploring, seeing what else there is to see, or if I want to like go back and have a look at the view from there. I just hope there aren't any sandflies where I'm sitting, because that would be sore. Okay, going back now because I put my water bottle down somewhere. Don't know where it is. Looking for it. Hopefully it's just where I ate my donut. But it might be all the way back where the mountain bikes were, and then someone might have picked it up, like put it somewhere. Annoying. Okay. Dummy. Right, I'll try and find it. Found it. Thank goodness.
The next day, we were taken just outside of Queenstown by the 2 Kiwis that brought us to the country in the first place, and the first place they took us was Arrowtown. This quaint little village grew up during New Zealand's gold rush in the 19th century, and it is full of mostly clapboard buildings that make you feel like you are on the set of a western. Whilst I've only been to the town for 1 day, there is no doubt in my mind that it is shown to best effect in its autumn colours.
I just wanna go out on a walk with you. Baby, you know I just like to talk with you. You don't have to tell me anything that's new. I just wanna go out on a walk with you. with you. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine, sailing over pavement with our two elbows. I like to see the shape you're in from time to time. I just wanna see your shadow next to
We are in Arrowtown, which is about 20 minutes drive from Queenstown. It's a very quaint old settlement. It was built during the New Zealand Gold Rush, so everything is kind of built in that time, and it feels almost like you're in a set. But it has some gorgeous autumn colour. Really, really lovely. So if you're coming, I would recommend coming in autumn, because yeah, these trees here are really stunning, even though I think they're not native. They're all European introduced trees and North American. But the hill behind us, just covered in these orange trees. I think even if you came, so it's the 12th of April today, if you came at the end of April, probably would be the like peak leaf time. Although I suppose it depends on the year. This year's been a warm summer, I think, for New Zealand, so maybe it's starting later. Don't know. Gorgeous though, really gorgeous.
I just wanna see the same things you can see, understand the meaning on a new degree. Maybe that could happen when you're next to me. I just wanna see the same things you can see.
We've come here to Lake Hayes. It's nearly sunset, and we're going to have a swim in the lake. Not sure I'll be able to show you any of that, but it looks lovely. Hopefully not too cold. Let's have a test. Oh, quite stony. It's very fun to walk over. Not too cold, not too bad. I think that should be alright. I just hit myself in the mouth with my sunglasses though. That's fun, but it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Another outdoorsy hub is Wanaka, the town at the south end of Lake Wanaka. This is a stop off for ski season in the winter, and in the other months of the year you can kayak on the lake or rent bikes or go hiking in the mountains surrounding it. Something that is known in New Zealand as tramping. One of our plans before we came had been to visit the Blue Pools at the north end of Lake Wanaka, but unfortunately they had been closed for some months for restoration. Hopefully if you go after this, they will be open, but we did miss out on seeing that.
We've just arrived in Wanaka, and now it's time to get a classic kiwi pie.
How would I know? Far apart, but we're keeping up.
So I think this one is chicken and quite a lot of pastry for the filling. That's probably good because it's quite wet. Not the best I've ever. Got a scoop of hazelnut. One scoop is like half a tub of Ben & Jerry's. It's huge. This is nice. It's huge.
By the time we arrived in Wanaka, we had been travelling for 2 weeks non-stop, so we decided it was time for a little bit of luxury.
Hello. So, sunlight. Hello, so we have come to Lake Wanaka, or Wanaka is the town, I think, which is another beautiful place in the mountains in central Otago. There's a really big lake. There's a lot to do at the lake if you like paddleboarding, canoeing, cycling. There's a lot of active activities which we may do tomorrow, but we are not normally campers and we've been living in a camper van for a week. So we decided to splash out a bit, no pun intended, on a little bit of luxury to relax properly, because the problem with camping is that you have nowhere to go during the day, particularly when your car is your camper, so there is nowhere to just sit and chill for an hour or two if you need to. So we have booked this place, which was not too expensive, just outside the centre of Wanaka. I'll leave information in the description, and there are pools. We are the only people in the pools because it is only about 19 degrees, so only people from the UK would think that was a sensible time to go outdoor swimming. And there are also hot tubs and saunas, so we're just going to rest and relax here for the rest of the day probably, try and get some sleep, proper sleep, and then see how we feel tomorrow, if we want to go out kayaking on the lake or rent some bikes and go cycling around it, something like that.
Take it slow.
What's it? Peking duck flaky roti. It is really, really delicious. Have one more bite. It's kind of like the duck from a duck pancake, with a lot of more green and salady leafy bits than just spring onion and cucumber. In a roti, like South Indian, Malaysian, Southeast Asian style roti, not North Indian roti, the flaky kind. Almost like a taco, in terms of how it's served, and it's really delicious. Really nice plum sauce, really goes well with the sriracha mayo, really fresh. Really enjoyed that. We've also got some chicken wings from Firebird and a mushroom burrito from Burrito Car. The duck was recommended on the review, and so was this burrito, specifically the mushroom. Nice. We went for spice level 5. I wouldn't say it's that spicy, but tasty.
We had very good intentions to partake in some of the outdoor offerings of the town the next day, but unfortunately for us, a storm was rolling in, and so the best we could do was take a short walk with some truly stunning views.
Come about 25-minute drive away from Wanaka to do a Diamond Lake walk. There's a lake up in these hills, and then you go a bit higher up to a peak and you can see Lake Wanaka over the whole thing. So hopefully it'll be a good view. There is another walk that's in town where you can also see over Wanaka, but it's more over the town. But this, I think, has a more impressive view, hopefully. Either one would be fun though. They're both about an hour's round trip, so not too long. Oh, stairs.
I wanna rest and lay in your side.
Lake Wanaka, which is where we're staying. You can see in the very distance there, you can just about see Wanaka town, but mostly it's just a view of central Otago, the Lakes District. It's the Lakes District, hence the lake. Yeah, and we're going to go to a different lake later on today.
Just over the border from Otago in the area of Canterbury is Lake Tekapo. This is a town at the southern end of a lake of the same name. The place is pretty remote with only about 500 permanent residents, and so it has been made one of the UN Dark Sky Reserves, a place you can go to see the stars the clearest.
I long to see you when the day is done, though my journey has just begun. We should have lived a life together in your warming sun. We should have loved each other, baby, oh what could I have done? Just wanna spend some time together before everything's gone. It's in the air, can't you feel that good times are coming on?
It's really raining, which is a shame because we have a dark sky experience tonight. We were hoping to see some stars. If this keeps up, we won't see anything.
Heartbeat just like a drum. I hear your rhythm, you feel so near. Oh, California, all senses clear.
It's so blue. I believe this is a glacier-fed lake, and that's why it is so blue, I believe. And Mount Cook, which has a glacier, is somewhere behind that curtain of rain that you can see over there. But this is still a pretty spectacular landscape. Fake medical ice packs that you put when you've had an injury, it's like that blue, or like slushy blue. Blue raspberry slushy blue. It looks fake, basically, is what I'm saying. It looks artificially blue. Hopefully the weather will be slightly better tomorrow because we are hoping to go to the Hooks Cross Walk, which is there in that rain cloud. So hopefully we'll have better visibility so we can actually see the glacier. But we were warned that the weather around here, like, it's not great any time of the year. You're always hoping for good weather rather than expecting it. I'm sure it will still be a nice walk anyway. We'll do it regardless, but just to get the view of that glacier. I don't think I've ever seen a glacier in real life. And we're not spending the 500 quid it would cost for us to go and walk on a glacier with a helicopter or whatever. Because you can do that, but that's out of our price range.
We booked to go and do a soak in the stars in the hot pools in the town, but unfortunately for us, the weather wasn't playing ball, and we had 100% cloud cover. Now, this is not something that I would recommend doing. It was definitely terrible if there are no stars, and I don't think worth it even if there were. It was quite expensive. The VR headsets were terrible. The voiceover was not good. The host was very awkward, and the storytelling wasn't interesting. And the hot pools weren't even that hot. But I think maybe if you could see the stars and it wasn't freezing cold, that would matter less. But definitely a bit of a damp squib for the end of our trip. Thankfully, the next day we were driving to Aoraki, or Mount Cook, and it was time for me to see my first ever glacier.
We were at the same lake we were at yesterday, but from a different viewpoint from the side. A little clearer weather-wise today, although the water doesn't look quite as blue. But if we go over here, it's a really busy viewpoint though, compared to yesterday. We were kind of just around the corner, down there. So it's a really big lake. And I believe, as I said yesterday, fed by a glacier. Today we are going down to the other end. We were there yesterday, we're going down to the other end today to go and look at, hopefully see some of a glacier at Mount Cook. As I said, don't think I've seen one before. Very cold today though, coldest day since we've been here I think, in the daytime. Definitely getting more and more autumnal in New Zealand, but we've only got 2 days left, so we'll be off to springtime very soon.
Things are well. What facts belong, it's hard to say. Your pattern is so hard to tell. But we're together, that
Hello and welcome to our hotel room. We booked a hotel room for our last night in New Zealand because we got a terrible night's sleep and it's got a lot colder, and we do not have the equipment for being in a tent camping when it's really, really cold. So well, I'd say really cold. It was like 3-4 degrees overnight, which felt pretty cold. So we booked a hotel room, but now we are leaving Queenstown. We are flying up to Auckland and then on to Seoul. So next time I see you, I will be in Korea. But I did just want to show you our view from this hotel room before we go, because Queenstown has been lovely and beautiful in the autumn for us.